Hello Honors Math 1 students, this is Mrs. Neff and I'm going to show you a quick video on how you can use Desmos.com, the free online calculator, to answer these questions that you have near the end of your homework that's asking you to find the best fitting line. Doing this will allow you to find the best fitting line without having to use that giant formula that we had in our notes last week. And it's especially helpful to those of you that don't have a graphing calculator. Okay, so you may have some questions in the book part of the assignment that's asking you to use a graphing calculator, or if any of these online are asking you for the best fitting line. See how this question right here says determine the equation of the line of best fit. So you need to just pay attention to what they're asking you to round to in the directions here. I was looking at question number 5 a minute ago and it asked you to round to the nearest tenth. This one's asking you to round to the nearest hundredth as needed, so just pay attention to that. And then what we want to do right here is we want to take our table and write that down really quick, and then go to Desmos. So I've got 25, 33, 31. I'm looking at my x coordinates. 43, 48. My y coordinates are 25, 24, 26, 21, 33. I'm just going to double check that I wrote those down correctly because that's important. Okay, now let me go over to Desmos. Desmos, there we go. When you first open it up, it'll look like this. So we want to click on Start Graphing. And then you want to come over here where it says Untitled Graph and click on this menu button. And scroll down until you see Statistics, Linear Regression. Remember me saying that the line of best fit is also called a linear regression line? So that's what we did in our graphing calculator. Also, we found a linear regression, linreg, remember that menu choice? So you want to click on Open Graph, and they have an example in here for you. We want to keep all of this set up and just rewrite over this table using our own data. So I'm just going to click in there and I'm going to enter my x values. So everybody should be having different examples from Math Excel, and this is what you would do. So my first one was 25. I'm just going to go down the list doing this. Then I had 33, 31, 43, 48, and then this one, if they have any extra points in there, just delete them. Excuse me. If you need to add more points in there, you can go ahead and add it at that time. So now I'm going to enter my y coordinates. And this one I will delete. Now I'm going to double check to make sure that that was correct. Okay. And then when I scroll down, do you notice I don't see my graph on here? That's because these points are far away from here. So if I click over here in this area, let me go back here. I need to go way over here to 25 and go up to about 25. So I'm going to move my screen over like this, and I'm going to scroll up, and there you can see my points, or at least some of them. I've got more of them out there. 48 was 33, so it was like up here somewhere. See that point? Boom, there it is. So you may or may not see your data. You might have to scroll over here to do so, but the important thing is they have graphed our points and they have given us the line of best fit, and here is that information. M, here's the slope of that line, and the B, that is the y-intercept of our line. So we want to write this down as the equation. Now I don't know why they're using a similar symbol here, but this y sub 1 and x sub 1 and the M and the B, we're just going to write this down. If you wanted to write it on your own paper, you could call it y hat. Remember that symbol? Equals, and then what is the slope? Remember, they asked us to round to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to be rounding this to 0.19 for the slope. So I'm going to write y hat equals 0.19 and then the x. And this y-intercept is 18.97 if I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. And look at also right here, there's the correlation coefficient. So this is kind of weak. It's 0.4. It's not that strong of a line, but that's because our data are far away from each other, right? They're far away from this line. They're not as close to the line. But out of this set of data, this is the best fitting line we can come up with. And there it is. So if we go back here, we're going to enter that information, and we're going to put in 0.19 for the slope. And for the y-intercept, we have 18.97. We're going to check it. And nice work. You know you did it right. So this is really cool for those of you that don't have graphing calculators. Even those of you that do, this might be even faster for you. And you don't have to use that giant formula. Again, I gave you that formula so that you could see how this equation is obtained. This is what's happening behind the math. This is the math that's happening behind the graphing calculator, behind this program on Desmos.com. But I wanted you to see how you can do that, and there you have it, a lot faster than making that table that I said you'd have to do if you did it by hand. And there you go.